How we doing? Okay. Okay. So if f of x equals x squared. Now there's a notation you should have seen in an algebra 2 class that you should be familiar with, but my experience is most people aren't. At least not sufficiently. But what I'd like you to do is just on a piece of paper, write out what's f of 2, f of -3, and f of a plus b. Okay? To the extent that you can. I just want to gauge how you're doing. Not going to take long on this, so write it down quick. Okay. F of x equals x squared. If I replace x by 2, then I've got to replace this x by 2. Understand what I just said? Because my experience is it's a little bit difficult for a lot of people to process. Okay, but say once more. I've got 2 here. That means x is going to be 2, right? We replaced x by 2, then x is now 2. So if we do x squared, we got to say that's equal to 2 squared, which equals 4. Okay. Now some people have just written down answers. 4, 9, and what is a plus b squared? Meaning you know exactly what you're doing. Okay. So that's fine for right now, but when you write things out, I need to see the intermediate steps because you are inevitably going to make mistakes. If you make a mistake and haven't written out what you did, I'm not going to often not be able to reverse engineer what you did to make that mistake, so I can't help you. Whereas if you write out what you did, then I can say, okay, look, here's what you did there. You can fix that, right? Okay, so for right now, if you just wrote down 4, 9, and a squared plus 2ab plus b squared or whatever, that's fine. But everybody needs to understand, I want to see the details. Okay, f of -3, I need to see the details because I can't be very helpful to you if I don't. F of -3 is 9. Also on tests, I grade process more than I grade final answer. Okay. No multiple choice, you construct your solution. Let's see what that means. Okay. F of a plus b, now that's a little trickier, but x has been replaced by a plus b, right? So we've got to square a plus b. Okay. That's all there is to it. Now, there are more complicated expressions, but if you understand that much, it's enough to get you started with function notation. If you haven't had a class yet where you have to do function notation, when you do, now you'll at least have a good start on it, okay? I'm not going to be able to give you a great start on everything, because you'll have another class before we come in here, but we want to try to give you as much as possible. It's going to be helpful to you in class. Okay. Let me just gauge something. I'll write down one other function and ask you to discuss, okay? This function, don't bother writing it down, just tell me what f of 2 is. If it helps you to write it down, that's okay, but you don't need to. Don't take the time. Okay, so f of 2 equals what? Well, x has been replaced by 2, so you're going to replace all the x's by 2. So we get 2 times 2 squared minus 3 times 2. And then we can simplify that. That's 2 times 4. Minus 6, which is 2. Okay. Now, rate of change. Okay. You have $1,000 today. 5 days later, you got $4,000. Not bad. Okay. How many dollars is that per day? Again. Answer this problem. Well, you gained $3,000, right? In 5 days. How much is that per day? Divide 5 into 3,000, right? Let you write it out. $3,000 divided by 5 days, right? Which equals $600 per day. Make sense? Okay. It's how much this changes divided by how long it took to change. Okay. So we say the average rate equals the change in your wealth, let's say. Divided by change in time. Okay. So how about this? What is your average rate of change? Very similar to this problem, just phrased a little differently. Okay, so the right solution, the way I would like to see you write out the solution, although not necessarily. We got to see what you're thinking quickly, right? So I would expect you to write out all the words here, but here's how you want to write it out. Deconstruct this. You know that the average rate is a change in whatever divided by the change in whatever, right? In this case, it's wealth and time. It might be something else. They're different. Exactly. But a change in wealth is this. If you're handing in some work and you write this, then I know that you're deconstructing the problem in the perfect manner. So we're constructing a solution, we're not just writing down a bunch of numbers on paper and coming up with an answer, saying here's my answer. We're saying what we're doing, okay? Enter change in wealth, and the change in time equals I'll say 29 days minus 25 days, counting days of January. And that's 4 days, right? Hey, you see, that's 4 days. If you made a mistake in how many days, that's okay. I mean, you want to get that straight, but if you're doing the right thing, that's all I need to see. Okay, so at $6,000, 4 days, change wealth by change of time. So the average rate I'm gonna write $6,000 for the 4 days. That equals $1,500 per day. So we want to write out the units, dollars and days. Okay, don't want to write the correct answer to this question is not just a number. It's a number with meaning. Since there's meaning in the stated problem. You just have to say it's 1,500 and say, okay, your average rate's 1,500. 1,500 what? Okay. You're not telling anybody much. So this is the way you would want to write out that solution. It will work in constructing solutions. But the idea is that you really want to tell yourself and tell everybody else how you're thinking. Because that way you learn to think it better and quicker. Okay? Okay. Now, Tuesday, when we weren't able to meet, I came in here and did some videos. Okay? I'm going to let you to view those videos and then do some problems related to those videos. You get that in an email, and we'll also post it in your announcements. Okay. Now that's going to be a lot of work between now and Tuesday because you have several math assignments, and then you have. Well, actually, I take it back. Those videos are from my pre-calculus class. We'll get those in my pre-calculus class. Still a lot of work. Okay, so you want to jump on these things every day, or get them all done all at once. Okay. It's important to do that because it gets you ahead of the curve in your pre-calculus class. Okay. So bite the bullet. We're trying to compress what we normally do in 3 hours of class into 1 hour. And the assignments that would have started last Tuesday and then at a little more relaxed pace are all compressed between now and next Tuesday, okay? Now, there'll be a little more compression in the following week because I was able to delay a couple of things. But then things will normalize around 2 assignments a week, okay? Fair enough? Fair or not, that's what it is, so we'll with it. There's a reason for it, okay? I'm not trying to kill you at the beginning. But this course, your calculus course, and this course here, going to be a lot of work, okay? It's going to be worth it to you to make it through pre-calculus because that opens all kinds of doors for you, and that's what we want to do. Okay, very good. I'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday, and I'll be looking forward to seeing your work between now and then. If you have questions, email me.